So yesterday was my daughter's 18th birthday, and it got me thinking about a few things. One of those things was that you should never buy shit helium balloons, right? Because this 8, and bear in mind, we blew these up ourselves using a helium canister. The greenies would go wild, right? Because it's not very green. The 8 doesn't even float. I'm not joking. The 8 just sank to the floor. So never buy shit, cheap helium balloons. But it got me thinking about a whole bunch of other things. And those are 2 in particular. Number 1, how it changes what you want for your kids, or what you expect for them, or what you hope for them, right? So like when I was first a mum with 2 children under the age of 2, I was taking them, or at least paying for someone to take them because I was working mostly away, to go to ballet. They went to gym, never did swim lessons because I can't stand swimming pools with babies in them, and I don't see the point, frankly. I had a tutor for them for a while. I had them doing extra homework at home. I had printed off worksheets that I would work through with them, like as if in some way this was going to massively change their life and it would make me somehow a better mother, or maybe compensate for the fact that I worked abroad on both sides of the Atlantic and God knows what. I don't know what was going on, but those were my aspirations, that my children should be doing everything. And then someone stopped me today and asked me about the girls, and I said, to be honest, I'm just happy that they don't self-harm. They eat normally, they're pretty happy, they've got friends, and they are doing all right. And I was like, they haven't been arrested yet, and neither of them is pregnant. That's my kind of baseline, like they haven't self-harmed. And that got me kind of wondering, that massive journey you go through in 18 years or less, or fewer rather, where you go from like, you want them to try and give them everything until they have every chance so that you've definitely done everything, to 18, you just hope that they'll be okay, that hopefully on top of that they'll be happy, and that hopefully they'll have some friends and have some fun. This bloody 8 is cracking me up. Then the other thing is, back in my day, we were kind of, what university will you go to? Oh, I'm applying to these 3. I hope to get into this one. It was about university, and your parents were like happy for you that you were going to university, or maybe parents would tell each other, oh, so-and-so's off to this. And I remember in my generation, or maybe the one before, there were children that were the first, bloody 8. Doesn't even float really, except it's tied to the 1. It was the first generation in people's families where they'd gone to university, and that was like a really proud thing. Oh, he's the first, Woodall to go to university. And now, aged 18 and 17 and 14, I'm beyond thrilled that none of mine want to go to university as things stand. One works full-time in a commercial setting, and is learning the roughest end of how to deal with people and stuff and difficult problems and angry people and all sorts of stuff. One wants to be a farmer, is doing agriculture and just passed her tractor test at 16. And one hopes to be something to do with cars and mechanics, and is hoping to get a Saturday job sweeping down the local garage sometime soon. And that's pride for me. Pride for me now is that none of my children want to go to university, and therefore I don't have the worry that their mental health will suffer, or they'll be surrounded by people who maybe leave them feeling alone, or try to make them think a certain way, or make them believe certain things. And I don't care what it is they believe. It doesn't have to be anything to do with what I think, but just not force them down a really narrow agenda of hating their country, or hating being normal, or hating being average, or hating being okay with yourself, or whatever it is universities are trying to disrupt in our young. And overall, I suppose I'm just glad and happy that so far we're making it through unscathed, and that's become my parenting goal. And so far no one wants to go to university, and that's my parenting goal as well. And obviously I've stuffed up massively along the way, but I would say to anyone who's maybe got young kids or babies or anything, bollocks to all of the stuff you think you have to do. You don't need to do any of it. Sod rocking up at gym or ballet or any other crap you don't want to if you really can't be asked, but you're doing it because you think it makes you a good mum. It really doesn't. And the best thing you can try and do is find the fun every day. Every day my kids leave the door and I go, have a great day, try and find the fun. Try and have a laugh. Have the best fun you can have. because that's ultimately all you really want for any of them. They come back home feeling all right about themselves and they haven't been got at or got down by the crazy world we're surrounded by. It's a huge and crying shame that our children will never have the free childhood some of us and I certainly had. They'll never get to do half the naughty stuff that I did, and I'm sad for that. But I can say that my aims for my kids have absolutely changed. And if you're able to change yours earlier on in life, I certainly would think it's a great idea. I think your whole aim as a parent is to get them to 18 in one piece. We went out for dinner and the guy was like, oh, is it a birthday thing? And I was like, no, it's a celebration as a mother that I kept one alive right through to the age of 18. So as a mum, never beat yourself up. If your kids are still alive and they're not like self-harming or in jail, and even if they are in jail, you're probably doing the very best that you can. And that's just about fine. But mostly, don't buy buggering shit balloons that tell you they float, because watch this. How disappointing is that? Much more disappointing than any of our parenting skills any day of the week.